swerve. Told you I'm going to have everybody swerving. That's the new thing here. VJ said what I said. I'm your host, VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funny, the Big Vanilla Sports Talk Poppy here on Infanity TV. Welcome in, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Before I go any further, remember, go to YouTube, Infanity TV. Like, subscribe, share, tell your boys, and your boys, and all your baby mamas and baby daddies out there. Also, follow me, the Big Vanilla Funny, on Instagram, VJ Vernon Husky on Twitter. Great show for you guys lined up today. We're going to talk some NFL. We're going to talk some NBA. I'll throw in a little NCAA tournament stuff as the tournament is now in full swings. Not a lot of upsets so far, but I told you guys like a week ago on Fox Sports Radio, I didn't really see a lot of upsets coming, the exciting stuff, and also some bracket breaking news and another edition on Flag on the Play, and we'll end up with a Mamba moment as always. So let's start as we always do with word of the day. And today's word of the day is trust. Who do you trust? Hubba, hubba, hubba. Who do you trust, right? Remember Jack Nicholson, Joker, the original Batman, back in the day with Michael Keaton? Hubba, hubba, hubba. Who do you trust? And the word trust I come up with today is because in life and in sports, you have to trust the process. You have to trust your front office. You have to trust your partners. You have to trust your significant others. And most importantly, you got to trust yourself. Sometimes in life, you don't trust yourself, and that's why you go and you make career decisions that go left. They don't go down the path you're supposed to. Sometimes in life, you don't trust yourself or trust the person you picked to be with, and the relationship falls apart because there's no trust. Sometimes in sports, I think sometimes front offices put too much trust into certain players and maybe not enough trust in certain players, and things can go left and right. Right now in sports, there's a lot of trust, there's a lot of mistrust, and there's a lot of distrust going on. Like, for instance, Stephon Diggs had a free agent visit to the New England Patriots. Now, most of the people are thinking the Patriots because that's what I thought. But Stephon Diggs is a receiver that I think is now questionable whether you can trust him or not. Is he going to play nice all the way through? We saw what happened when he was in Minnesota, and then he went to Buffalo, and you play nice, and then sometimes time runs by and time runs out, and he's not the same player anymore. Now he's getting into it with Josh Allen. Now he's getting into it with the offensive coordinator. That's the reason why Minnesota traded him. He couldn't be trusted. And then they take him and then they trade him from Buffalo down to the Texans, and they rework the contract and they give him more money up front so you become a free agent again sooner rather than later. You know why they did that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? I'm not sure for the longevity of the contract that they trusted him. And then now you see he's a free agent. He's taking visits to New England, and he left without a deal being done. Now, there are two reasons why you bring somebody in for a free agent visit in the NFL. Number one, you trust your decision-making between the brass, the GM, the VP, the executive VP, the owner, the player personnel person, the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. They all sit down, pour some expensive-ass coffee, sit in a room with no cell phones out and no cameras out, and they talk, and can we trust to bring this guy? Can we trust what we're thinking he could be for our team? Let's bring him in. The second reason why you bring in free agents to talk to them is because you want to sign them to a deal. Listen, when you're at year 7 or 8 or 9 in your career, ain't nobody got to talk to you. They know what can you play. I tell people all the time, put the tape on. Damn all the flip, flam, and fluff. Damn all the shenanigans. Damn all the variables. Can that guy play? Put the film on. I want to watch the tape. I want to watch the film. Can that guy help us win? Period. So you bring him in because you want to hope you could get a deal done. But when you don't get a deal done, was it a physical? Was it something that was said? Was it a vibe? Or do you just not trust that guy? And Stephon Diggs is one of those guys that I just don't think could be trusted right now, because your best visit so far, free agency started 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Your first visits to the New England Patriots with a new coach after they fired a coach for 1 year with a second-year quarterback in Drake May, with the defense that's horrific, in the division where you have Buffalo twice, you got the Bills, you got the Dolphins twice, and you got them bum-ass Jets twice in the AFC with the Chargers, with the Chiefs, I'm sorry, I missed their team. The Chargers, the Chiefs, what was it, Denver? Denver's back. Denver's good again now. The Bengals, the Steelers, the Ravens. Like this is the free agent visit that you get. Another guy that I don't think could be trusted right now is one Mr. Aaron Rodgers. On Fox Sports Radio, Mr. Kaplan, Adam Kaplan, good guy, good friend of ours, good friend of the show, calls in, just assured me that he was going to be a New York Giant. Now, I'm not going to go against my guy, Kaplan. He's a great guy. He's been doing it for a long time. We use and reach out to him when we feel like we need a little juice and we need to get a little story, a little inside. But I just didn't like the fit. I don't trust it. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers to the Giants. The Giants are picking number 3. Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward is right on the board for you if they don't get snatched up at 1 and 2 by Tennessee and Cleveland. Cleveland stay impacted too. Tennessee might take Travis Hunter and be smart to do so. Get the best player in the draft. Go ahead and try to bandage this thing together, MacGyver it, duct tape it, some chewing gum, a twisty tie at the quarterback position for Will Levis. Or you could go sign Aaron Rodgers because he lives right there in Nashville. It works. I know Aaron Rodgers, Tennessee Titans, it doesn't mesh together. It's more like Chinese food and pudding other than peanut butter and jelly, right? Don't nobody eat Chinese food and pudding, but everybody loves peanut butter and jelly. But Aaron Rodgers to the Titans feels like Chinese food and pudding, but I guarantee you can find somebody to eat it. I guarantee you can find somebody to taste it, right? So you can find somebody that'll take Aaron Rodgers, but do you trust him? Them bum-ass Jets didn't trust him. Right now, breaking on ESPN.com, he's going to visit the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you even trust the Pittsburgh Steelers? Look what they just did with their quarterback position. They let Justin Fields get out of there and get to them bum-ass Jets. And even though they're the bum-ass Jets, I like him to that team because I like Justin Fields and I think he could be really good there. Garrett Wilson's his number 1 receiver there. That's his WR1, who he was throwing to when he was in college at Ohio State. So it fits and works. You got a running back in Breece Hall to hand the ball to. So you got some things working there that I like. You let him get out the door. This Russell Wilson thing, this thing ain't going no further than 1 year. So do you even trust the Steelers' decision-making and brass at the quarterback position right now? But Aaron Rodgers can't be trusted because I heard he was going to be a Giant. It was done. He was going to be a Giant. Then he was going to be a Raider. Then he was possibly going to be a Ram. The Ram thing started first. He was possibly going to be a Ram because Matthew Stafford was going to leave. And I told you guys all, and we broke it right here on VJ Said What I Said on Infanity TV, that Matthew Stafford had restructured his deal and decided to re-up and he was going to stay with the Rams. And that totally took A-Rod out of the equation. And then what it also did from there is it completely reshuffled. And also, too, the Minnesota Vikings have made it known they don't trust Aaron Rodgers. They're riding with my man like I told y'all they would, my man J.J. McCarthy, 15-0 national championship winning quarterback out of Michigan. They rolling with my man J.J. We don't trust Aaron Rodgers. We drafted our guy in the top 11. We're good to go, Aaron. Trust is really important in sports, guys. And we're going to key on that word all through the show today because I got some fun stuff for you guys, and it's going to all revolve around trust. There's a young NBA player I got a chance to see 2 nights ago, too, and he looks like he might be able to be trusted, and I think some other people need to trust their hater senses and throw that away, too. I'll bring that to you guys on Flag in the Play. We'll talk more NFL and more NBA, and the theme of today is just trust. Hubba, hubba, hubba. Who do you trust? You guys trust me? I hope you do. I know y'all trust Infanity TV because we're the shit and we're doing big things here. VJ Said What I Said, Infanity TV, man. I'm going to go pay some bills and we'll be right back. What's good, everybody? VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funny, the Big Vanilla Sports Talk Poppy. VJ Said What I Said. As always, before I even start talking about the segments, guys, go to Infanity TV on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, and tell your boys and your ladies in your life about it. Also, the Big Vanilla Funny on IG and VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funny on Twitter. Don't adjust your screen right now. This is not Pat McAfee. This is VJ because he ain't never stepped up with some of these. I know. I'm sorry. You guys can see what's going on. You should hear what's going on during commercial break here. I'll explain all to you later. All right, let's get to some NFL news, guys. A lot of NFL stuff going on. As I always tell you guys, this is a big part of the NFL season for me because this is where your team gets better. This is where you trust your front office. This is where you trust your scouting department. You trust your personnel. You trust your accountant. You'll trust the money man, whoever judging the books, contracts, restructures, extensions. This is the part of the year where trust in the NFL, it is insurmountable to trust at this point in the NFL right now. So last week, I talked about some free agent people, and we got short on time, but I just want to run through some things that are just really big right now. Aaron Rodgers is the pink elephant in the room, right? Where's Aaron Rodgers going to go? I honestly think he should retire. Minnesota don't want him. They're going with my man J.J. McCarthy, who's going to be comeback player of the year. Well, I don't know if he could be comeback player of the year. Can he be rookie of the year? The NBA does that. Remember Blake Griffin missed his whole rookie season because he's hurt, but he was eligible for rookie of the year. I think that happened with Embiid and another player also that happened with the NBA. I'm not sure if they do that in the NFL, but he could be rookie of the year. He's going to have a lot of weapons to throw the ball to up there, and Kevin O'Connell just looks like he can make a good quarterback. He can make chicken salad out of chicken, you know what. So Aaron Rodgers is not going to be a Minnesota Viking. He will be visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Boy, have they really screwed up their quarterback position, because you had a guy there in Justin Fields who they bench who was winning, and then when Russell Wilson was playing like shit, they didn't put him back in. So I never even got that. So, I mean, whatever. I know Mike Tomlin always finishes at right at 500, over 500. Okay, fine. Now it's going to be either over and under. Ain't no more 500 because there's 17 games before they add 18, before they go to 20. I'm not going to lie. The NFL, quick sidebar, go to 20. Go to 20 NFL games, but push the rosters to 65 to 70 guys. Push the rosters, widen the salary cap, take some of the money out of the owners' pockets. Don't leave it up to the owners. Don't leave it up to the owners. Commissioner, you get with the Players Association, you make the call. Don't leave it to the owners. They're greedy as hell. They're never going to give up some of their billions of dollars. But if you can win a Super Bowl and hang a Lombardi, well, a fake one, they don't put the real one in the trophy case there. But if you can put a Lombardi in the trophy case in the lobby of your stadium so all your fans can come look at, why wouldn't you sacrifice a few more dollars to do so? Go to 20 NFL games, 2 bye weeks. Everybody gets 2 bye weeks, 20 games. Start at Labor Day, run it all the way to March. I don't give a damn. Ain't nobody watching the NBA at that point anyway. We don't even really pick up the NBA like that till after All-Star Weekend anyway. Run the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl all the way to the end of February into March. Dominate the sports calendar. Go to 65 to 70 players on your roster and 20 practice squad guys. You're giving more young men an opportunity to play in the NFL. You're giving more coaches more jobs, because you're probably going to need more coaches, more scouts, more position guys, more position helpers and film breakdown people. You'll be employing more. You'll be creating more business and more money and people being able to take care of their families. Look at the good you can do if you go to 20 games. Oh, the players, they don't care about the players. They're going to make us play more. They're giving you 2 bye weeks and we're getting more players to use. Don't relax. Sit down. That way, when your quarterback misses 4 or 5 games, it doesn't derail your season. Injuries are a part of football. They're bound to happen. All right, talked about Stephon Diggs as a free agent. He had a visit with the New England Patriots. He left without a deal, was telling me they don't trust him. Some other names, though, that's really eye-catching to me that's still available. How is Amari Cooper still a free agent? I'm trying to figure that out right there. We know Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins has gone to the Ravens for 1 year. I'm not, that signing to me was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? It's like pizza, right? Like, you know, you get real New York style pizza, you know what I'm saying? Or the Italians, though, you know, this is the good pizzas, the good mozzarellas, the good doughs. My brother Vinny over here, he makes the dough. That's all he does. He makes the pies over here. It's my brother Vinny. But then there's like Pizza Hut, right? And it's like, but you'll eat it. You'll eat it. You'll eat the meat lovers. Don't lie. You'll eat the meat lovers with extra cheese, but it's not Brooklyn Wagon. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not Mama Lucia's. You know what I'm saying? It's not that, but you'll eat it. That's what DeAndre Hopkins to the Ravens felt like to me, like, because he was just with the Chiefs. Somebody tell me the play you remember that he made for the Chiefs this year, that was the big difference that he made it. You can't. Some guys that just kind of past their prime. Mike Williams back to the Chargers. I think what Harbaugh is doing there, what man Jimmy Burgers is doing there is tremendous. Herbert, great guy, you know, gave me my props at the end of last season too. It was like, oh, Herbert knows who I am. That was pretty cool. But hey, what he's doing there with Justin Herbert, you want to get him as many weapons. That was the knock this year. I told people last offseason, I still feel this way. The Los Angeles Chargers are one legitimate WR1 away. And I'm talking legitimate. I'm talking a guy. Okay? I'm talking a guy. You know when people say that? I got a guy. I can get it at a price. Like, what do you need? You need tires? I got a guy. Well, you need a computer? I got a guy. That means that dude good. Like, you don't even need to know his name. He don't have a name. He tell you he's got a guy. Like, not my friend Sean, not my friend VJ, not my friend Nicole. I got a guy. We're going to get at a price. Like, I need a guy. Herbert needs a guy. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, fourth quarter, 3:13 on the clock, down 5, driving. Double coverage, don't care, bro. Don't put it up. Put it up. I'll go put it up. Call the play. Put it up. I don't give a damn who else is open. Put it up. I'll go get it. Herbert needs one of those. They are one of those away from unseating the Chiefs, the Ravens, The Bengals, they'll take everybody out because they're going to be more physical to you. Harbaugh's teams punch you in the mouth. They're physical. Derwin James, Khalil Mack, they just got rid of Bosa. Why? They got other young studs over there that they're drafting and bringing in. He always drafts well. Look at the way he was building those teams with the Niners. Look at the way he built that Niners team. They were drafting some of those guys coming in. You talk about Navarro Bowman. You talk about an Ahmad Brooks, who I know. I used to cut at his dad, Perry Brooks Sr.'s barbershop back in Virginia, who was a Super Bowl winning offensive lineman for the 83 Redskins, now the Commanders. Like, they built that team. They built those guys there, man. Bringing in someone. He found Colin Kaepernick. They drafted Colin Kaepernick there, man. Like, Harbaugh's going to build this team here. So you want to get Herbert as many weapons as possible. The big move I can't wait for is when the Seattle Seahawks play the Rams, because I think both teams are going to be decent. Now, Sam Darnold's the quarterback there. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out, is he an upgrade over Geno Smith or not? Listen, I always support the black quarterbacks. You guys know me. You guys that follow me. You guys know how I get down. But sometimes I do got to call it real and call it as I see it sometimes. Geno, that's that meat lovers Pizza Hut with extra cheese. You'll eat it, but it ain't Brooklyn Wagon, right? It ain't New York. It ain't Midtown. You know what I'm saying? Across from MSG. It ain't that. You know what I'm saying? That's Esbarro. How you say it? Esbarro? Y'all remember that place back in the day? Them big-ass plain meatballs with the spaghetti, the food, the buffet spot. It's that. But do you have enough weapons there with the running back position? They got the two backs there. You got receivers. You got tight ends. Like, there are some pieces there that could help them out. But getting Cooper Kupp is huge if you could just get him the ball. Can Sam Darnold do that? But when they play the Rams, holy smokes, I'll be covering the NFL again, and I can't wait for that game. That's going to be high-level stuff here. Some of the good tackles, though, Ronnie Stanley resigning with the Ravens was huge. 3 years for $60 million. That was huge. He was hot on everybody's list. He was the number one lineman in the offseason that wanted to be signed. Edge defenders, Khalil Mack's going to stay with the Chargers, 1 year, $18 million. Josh Sweat goes to the Cardinals, 4 years, $76 million. Hassan Reddick down to Tampa Bay is huge. Remember, he was with the Eagles when they got to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl with the Eagles, then went to the Jets, hold out. That whole thing happens. Now you're going to add him down in Tampa with Raheem Morris's coaching mind down there. That's something else that I'm sorry, not Raheem Morris. I'm sorry. Raheem Morris is in Atlanta. That's Todd Bowles that's down there in Tampa Bay. And some of the defensive backs, there were some defensive backs and linebackers there. Dre Greenshaw was another one. Broncos, 3 years, $31 million. They're building that defense up there more. You got Patrick Surtain. They did let the corner, the safety, the all-pro safety get out of there last year, money cut situation. And I like what Sean Payton is doing there with that team and getting them to the playoffs this year. And then also just last one, Travarius Ward, Colts, 3 years, $60 million. Big move for them. That division is very, very winnable. It's a toss-up. That's NFL and free agent. As the season goes on, guys, as the all-season goes on, I will have an NFL segment every single week here on VJ Say What I Said. And until the draft, we'll get into that stuff, but we're going to still talk some free agency. I'll bring some of the bigger moves for you guys, and we'll keep an eye on the Aaron Rodgers and quarterback sweepstakes. Y'all sit tight when we're coming up. We're going to get into some basketball. They playing basket. I'm sorry, I can't say my thought. I should have never tried that. Take a break, man. VJ Say What I Said. Infanity TV. Swerve like a car, like you drive a car. All right, VJ Said What I Said here on Infanity TV. As always, don't forget, guys, make sure you go to Infanity TV on YouTube. Go right now. Right now, it's not hard. Infanity TV. Y'all see it right there on the screen. It's right there. Y'all see it? It's right there. It's right there. Infanity TV. Like, click, subscribe. Y'all be on YouTube looking at other stuff. Y'all can support us. Hey, we have 15,000 followers, man. We got a lot of shows over there. It ain't just me. It's a lot of talent over here, man. Big Money Jeff got some business going over here. We doing some big things, man. We at the Laker games, hanging out, covering, talking all types of trash, looking at Luka walking around with his bare feet out and stuff. That's really weird to me. But anyway, so let's get into some NBA. We're going to talk about my Detroit basketball, because I told y'all back in October that the Pistons were going to be formidable. And a few nights ago, my man, say his name right, too. Y'all say his name right. I've coined it. Give me my credit. That is Motor K effing Cunningham, baby, with a 3-point win against the Miami Heat with the Piston jersey out and with the screen. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Right now, very interesting. Now, I did cover the Lakers and the Bucks 2 nights ago, right? I did say last week that I don't want them to see the Bucks. I'm starting to change my mind a little bit. I'm starting to change my mind just a little bit because what I saw with my own 2 eyes 2 nights ago doesn't scare me. Had a chance to talk to Giannis on the court the other night, say what's up to him and his brother. And it's funny. The height, it's all there. When I look at him, I literally was up like he's a big guy. He's not as brawn as I thought. Like, TV puts on 10 pounds is what they say, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not as like as he does look on TV. I think Jalen Duren can give him some go. I don't think he'll outplay him, but I don't think Giannis is going for 40, 19, and 8 against the Pistons in a playoff game. I think Jalen Duren got a little more beef on him and can bang with him a little bit. And then Isaiah Stewart, the fringe lunatic that we have, every team needs one of those. That's also working in Detroit's manner right now, too. So they're sitting just half a game, 39-31. And the Bucks are 39-30. So Detroit's in the 6th seed. The Bucks are in the 5th seed. The Pacers are in the 4th seed. I think the 3rd seed is pretty locked up, but the 3rd seed doesn't scare me. It's the Knickerbockers. They got blown out by 25 plus at the Hornets 2 nights ago. So their injuries are starting to mount up. And I always tell people, everybody knows this, the best ability in sports is availability. And attrition and health is so important in the NBA, in the NFL, and Major League Baseball, and hockey. You go through injury. Look at my Texas Rangers, my beloved Texas Rangers. Come off a World Series. They got decimated by injuries last year. It wasn't a World Series hangover. They didn't have anybody. All our young players, all our young talent, all our young guns, everybody got hurt by May. Out 8 weeks, 12 weeks, then came back, then broke another bone in his wrist, out another 6. It's the reason why I'm picking my Rangers, quick sidebar in baseball, to go back to the World Series and win the AL again, especially over the Yankees and all them other squads out there. They ain't going to do shit with us. The Rangers are back, baby. But you got to be healthy, okay? And the Knickerbockers are they facing some health issues. So the Pistons sitting at the 6th. I like our matchup against the Knickerbockers. We'll go in there and steal one of them games in MSG. Motor effing Cade Cunningham is a bona fide star, and I asked you guys a month ago. Next 5 years, I still got the notes. Next 5 years, Anthony Edwards, Motor effing Cade Cunningham. And 2 nights ago at Crypto, I'm walking in the back ways of the press box. One of the guys I asked that question to stopped and said, "Hey, man, I seen your man Cade." I said, "What? Give my props. Give my props because y'all know I love a good victory lap. Give me my props." What I tell y'all telling you, man. So I like what the Pistons got going right now with Motorcade Cunningham. He is a bona fide star. They're a game and a half out of the 4th. Now, can they catch the Pacers? Well, if you're at the 4th, you're going to play the 5 anyway. But as I told you guys, Pistons, very favorable schedule. I mentioned it last week. Already took out the Heat, 116-113. At the Mavs. I think that's a game they can get. Then the Pelicans at home, Spurs at home. They're getting both their games. Cleveland at home, gonna be a test. But they were at OKC the other night, and they have that game in hand. They could win that game. And the refs started blowing their whistles. And my man JB Bickerstaff went off on the press, to the press and the media about the officiating. I'm sure you got a big fine, but that's fine. My coach is allowed to go off. If I'm the owner, I'll pay that fine. But when I see some flip, flam, and fluff and that BS shenanigans going on in the court, I don't mind my coach going to the podium, smacking the table, going hard. Like, that's terrible. I like SGA, man. I do. But the foul baiting, the hooking and grabbing guys and pulling them to him and then flopping and throwing up a shot, he stepped on his own player's foot, and then the Piston player got looked at on the replay for a hostile act. And he stepped on his own player's foot. Like, stuff like that, it makes you think, man, they don't want to see my Pistons be great. But that Cavs game is going to be tough. At the Timberwolves, I think I can get that one, and they can get that one, and that knocks out March. In April, they're at the Thunder, so they're going to get a chance to, you know what? April 2nd, Wednesday night, I'm telling y'all right now, the Detroit Pistons are going to go into OKC. They're going to revenge that BS game from last week. We're going to go beat the Thunder. Then they got the Raptors, dub. Grizzlies at home, dub. Kings at home, dub. Knickerbockers, dub. And then they got the Bucks. So they got the Bucks to finish off the season. It's right in their own hands. It's right in the Detroit Pistons' hands. You finishing 4th, 5th, or 6th, it's right in your own hands. Take advantage of it. Trust yourself. Trust your teammates, Cade. You're doing a great job, Cade. 25, 9, and 5 right now at 46% from the field, 37% from 3. Hey, man, you turning me into a fan. I was just telling somebody doing a commercial break, I don't wear current player jerseys. But if Motor effing Cade Cunningham goes and wins, I make a bet. If he goes and wins a playoff series, I'll buy a Motorcade Cunningham jersey. I will wear a current player jersey, and it will be his if they go win themselves a player. I'll buy two. I'll buy the colorway, the street edition, and I'll buy the blue. I don't really like white jerseys because once they start to get dirty, I'll buy the real joint, the Mitchell & S. Once they start to get dirty, that white, it's the material, it's never going to come clean. I found that out in the early 2000s. Remember the Mitchell & S jerseys you used to wear all the way down to your damn knees to King's Dominion Day and on dates and stuff like that. You get the white Larry Bird joint, they get one ketchup stain on it. Yeah, it kind of came out, but if somebody get close up on you, they be like, oh, you got something on your jersey. What you spill on yourself? Was that some Kool-Aid or something? Like that's how the white jerseys are. But if he goes and pulls that off, I'm going to break my don't wear current player jersey thing. And I'm going to go get me a Motorcade Cunningham jersey. All right, other NBA news just real fast, man. Just some other things that other teams I'm seeing. As you guys know, I cover the Lakers out here. Hey, listen, I like what I see for the team. I just do. I can't try to freight. I can't try to front. I like what they're doing right now, man. 4th seed right now, half a game behind the Nuggets. And then you got the Rockets, and the Lakers play the Rockets 2 more times. Now, they'll have the Bulls tonight, and then they'll go on the road. They'll go at Orlando, and they go at Indiana, I believe. It's Orlando, Indiana. I think they do return for the Grizzlies. Not mistaken. Yes. So, excuse me, at the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are first, and then the Rockets here back home on Monday night on TNT. I'll definitely be in the house for that one. Then the Warriors, Pelicans, at the Thunder. I don't know why they're going back-to-back like that at the Thunder. That's really weird how the NBA schedules that stuff. Neither one of those are makeup games. But then Mavericks and then Rockets again. The Lakers, just like the Pistons. It's right there. It's right there in your hands. You want to be the 5th seed or you want to be the 2 seed? Now, I do think even as the 5th seed, they'd be good enough to win a first-round playoff series. Luka, I said this last week, Luka's starting to look like, I got to look around when I say it, Luka's starting to look like Luka. Like, listen, I don't know how long LeBron can hold off, you know, with all this attention going to Luka, hitting shots from the tunnel. I'm trying to do a pregame the other night. We hear this big explosion, trying to stay professional on camera, but I was like, okay, what is everybody screaming about? We go on Sports Center, and look, Luka's hitting shots like Steph Curry shots from the tunnel over the back of the backboard before he walks off, signs some autographs, walk in. Just the moxie he's showing, the personality he's showing, man. Listen, like I said, I ain't seen this type of love and this type of energy since Kobe was here. I like what the Lakers are doing right now. I don't know if I'm pulling for them, but I like what they're doing right now, man. So that's the NBA news, man. We'll get into some more stuff, especially with the playoffs running up and playoffs creeping up on us. We'll definitely touch into some more NBA stuff, man. Take a quick break, and when we come right back, next segment, flag on the play. VJ Vernon and Husky, Infanity TV, say what I said. What's good, everybody? VJ Vernon Husky coming with you guys for Said What I Said on Infanity TV. As always, don't forget, go to my social media on Instagram, the Big Vanilla Funny, and Big Vanilla Funny on Twitter. VJ Said What I Said, and Infanity TV on Instagram, and also on YouTube. Like, click, subscribe, share, all that stuff, you know. People say, all right, now time for one of my new favorite segments on the show, Flag on the Play. And this week's Flag on the Play, I'm going to surprise y'all with this right here. You know what I'm about to become? Y'all know what I'm about to really become? Y'all know who probably one of my most, like, dislike and maybe unlike athletes are. I don't have to say his name. But most people that don't like him don't like his son. It's the same thing I say about Shedeur Sanders. The Shedeur Sanders hate is all about Deion. It's not about Shedeur Sanders. What the hell has Shedeur Sanders done? Oh, he was too arrogant at the combine. And if you want to win, if you ain't looking to win, if you ain't looking to build, he told the truth. His dad played in the NFL. His dad know every owner ain't trying to win. You don't think he ain't fed that to him? Some of these owners just want to fill that pocket, man. They ain't worried. You think the Cleveland Browns trying to win? You think the Jacksonville Jaguars, you think Sean Khan trying to win? He owns networks. He don't own just NFL teams. He owns network. So today, I'm throwing flag on the play. Multiple flags on the play. For y'all out there hating on Bronny James, stop it. Like, real talk, stop it. I'm about to become the non-LeBron guy that's about to be like the biggest Bronny James fan. Because I've gotten a chance to see the kid now. I've gotten a chance to hear the kid now. I've gotten a chance to ask him. When he walked by at the press conference, I literally stopped and shook his. I stopped him. I said, hey, man, great game tonight, and I love the way you're handling yourself. Keep it up. Good stuff tonight. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very, very cordial. We're watching a kid. We're in a press conference. I'm literally watching. The kid's 19, 20 years old. He can't even buy a drink yet. He can't. But you could tell he just won a ball. He probably not even caught up in all this stuff. He just won a ball. Yeah, he got an $8 million guaranteed contract. Yeah, he rolled out of there in a Ferrari or a Porsche or whatever, Aston Martin or whatever it was last 2 nights ago. Yeah, but if my dad a billionaire, damn, I better not be pulling out in a Civic. I better not be pulling out in a Honda. When investing in sports is off and popping, you think Tay-Tay and Juju, you think Cameron and Journey gonna roll out in a Prius? Nah. If daddy rolling out in a Porsche, we all got Porsches. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, don't buy a kid a Porsche. Well, I'll teach him how to drive it. He'll be fine. It won't be like, who is that, Hulk Hogan's son that crashed the Lamborghini and all that stuff? Anyway, listen, leave this kid alone. I'm serious. I'm about to become the biggest Bronny James fan, and it's not going to change my opinion about LeBron. It's not. But I watched this kid actually go out on the NBA court and hold his own. Hold his own. It's one game, I get it. But you got to kind of get your feet wet. And here's one thing where I want to trust my instincts. I want to trust myself and trust my instincts. I tell everybody about the NFL and the court, like the quarterback position. Everybody can't be John Elway. Everybody can't be Peyton Manning. Everybody can't be Dan Marino. You know what that means? That means I come in the league and I bust ass right away. I need no warm-up time. Warm-up? Are you kidding me? When I came in this business, I'm just not a bragging. This is just real. I mean, the tapes are out there. The film's out there. I didn't need no warm-up time. The very first game I ever called from a booth, a high school game, that featured Zach Charbonnet, running back for the Seattle Seahawks. Kayvon Thibodeau was the number 1 ranked high school player in the New York Giants for Oaks Christian. Like, I called high school games. I didn't need to go up there and warm up. I didn't need to get my feet wet. I didn't need to get acclimated. I put on the headphones. I'm watching football. The play-by-play guy calls the play, and I just call what I see. I talk about what I see. Great block right here by the right guard. See that cell block right there? Great read by the Michigan commit, Zach Charbonnet right there. Lowers his shoulder, finishes off the run. That's beautiful football right there, Jim. On to you. Right? It's not. I don't need to warm up. Dan Marino hits the league. Isaiah Thomas hits the league. Kevin Garnett hits the league. LeBron hits the league. Shaq hits the league. Jordan hits the league. I don't need no warm-up time. But everybody can't be that. Kobe got done wrong by Dale Harris, but once he got going, Tracy McGrady was a young buck coming in and had to wait for a little bit. Once he got going, Jermaine O'Neal. Remember Jermaine O'Neal out of high school up in Portland? But how are you going to play up in Portland? Antonio Davis, Rasheed Wallace, Steve Smith, Scottie Pippen, like Damon Stoudemire. Like, that team was loaded. They drafted him for the future, couldn't really do nothing with him. Traded him to Indiana, becomes a perennial all-star. Some players, it just takes a little while. And Bronny's got to sift through so much BS. And now he's getting those questions. How is it, like, with your dad and being who he is? Coach Reddick said it. Coach Reddick said it 2 nights ago in the press conference. It's plain as he can, coming off what his dad is and, what he's had to deal with. But I always saw the gentlemanness in him and saw the good in him and saw the hard work. I bet he works hard, guys. Like, 2 nights ago, he had a move where he pump faked off the three-point line, drove with a running one-hand float on the baseline, swish. That shot takes work. You just don't make that up in a game. So I know he's working on his game. And just at the end of the day, too, VJ love the kids. Uncle VJ love the kid. All the kids call me Uncle V. I'm Uncle VJ, man. I'm everybody's uncle. Shannon Sharp stole that from me. I'm Unc. I'm the first Unc. You weren't Unc before me. I've been on TV and radio before you. You was playing in the NFL, winning Super Bowls and stuff, but you wasn't Unc when you was over on CBS. You was over there with Boomer Esiason and Phil Simpson, and you wasn't Unc then. I've been Uncle VJ. At my radio show, we had Uncle VJ's Corner as a segment, bro. I love the kids. And Bronny James, at the end of the day, he's just a good kid, man. You think about this kid almost lost his life at USC, collapsing and almost dying. And he was asked about being the bigger brother. I think people forget that, too. You guys know he's the oldest. So he's got a younger brother who just won a state championship up in Sacramento for Sierra Canyon High School out here in Chatsworth, California. And he's got a baby sister in Zuri. He's a kid, man. And y'all need to just let it play out. And please, let's get rid of the TV radio pundits. All right, must have been wrong. I'm going to rethink. Nah. Stay where you were. And it's okay. It's okay to stay where you are. Even me, he's still got a lot to prove. but I think I'm going to be the first super non-LeBron guy to be a super Bronny James guy. You know what? I might have to get 2 current jerseys. I might have to go get me a Bronny jersey. I don't know if I'll wear it, but just to have it and hold it and take pictures and just troll all the people that know that I'm not a big LeBron guy. Why you jocking his son? You a LeBron? No, I'm not a LeBron fan now. But his son don't have nothing to do with him. Just like Shadur Sanders ain't got a damn thing to do about your hate for Deion Sanders. Judge him off of what he's doing. Don't judge me off of Vernon Sr. Judge me off of VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funny, the Big Vanilla Sports Talk Poppy. Don't worry about what came before me. Worry about me here now. Y'all do that with Bronny J. Flag on the play on all y'all that hate on that young man, man. And he was like in a Rari last night or something. Can I come with you? Y'all sit tight, man. We're wrapping up today's show with a Mamba moment. VJ said what I said, Infanity TV. What's going on, everybody? VJ Vernon Husky said what I said, man. About to wrap up today's show, but once again, before I do, Infanity TV, YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe. VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funny, IG, Twitter, man. Follow me. Good stuff coming on here, man. Great show, always. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. So let's wrap it up as we always do here on VJ Say What I Said with a Mamba moment. And this Mamba moment, this is what I'm going to do a Mamba moment. I was just telling people here in the studio off camera. It's not always going to be about a game, guys. It's not always going to be about a situation, a game where we scored a certain amount of points and stuff like that. It's not always going to be that. Sometimes I believe Kobe was so important to the culture because of just some of the other stuff he said and some of the other stuff like he stood for. I was watching Kevin Garnett on this podcast the other day. Kevin Garnett, that's a great talk. First of all, too, quick sidebar. I'm going to probably start that Celtic thing because everybody keeps telling me to watch it. I don't want to. Because I'm like, I already know it's the Celtics. Like, I already know the history, but everybody is telling me how great it is, and everybody loves Bill Simmons, so might start that. So KG, former champion defensive player of the year for the Boston Celtics, is telling a story about when he was first in the league. Remember, he's class of 95. Kobe Bryant, like myself, is class of 96. He said they're in Philly, and they're playing in the Spectrum. He said the one thing he used to love about the Spectrum is that it's dark in there. It's just the court is lit. And it's really dark. It's almost like MSG. If you've never been to a basketball game at MSG, guys, it really is like watching a play. It is Broadway. It is New York. It is everything that's aesthetically New York and Broadway. Said he goes into the locker room, and there's this tall, lanky kid sitting in his seat. And he's like, hey, young fella, let me get that right there. He said, and he stood there, hey, what's up, man? How you doing, man? I'm Kobe Bryant, man. My name's Kobe. I'm Kobe Bryant, man. From he was like, okay, and I thought he was like one of the, coach's sons or something. But and he said this kid sat down with me. Now, Flip Saunders was the coach at that point. And he said, I said, all right, man. He said, I wasn't telling him like, get out my seat, but in my head, I'm like, hey, MF, move, man. Let me sit down. You in my locker. But he said Kobe sat down right next to him. And for like 2 hours, just, yeah, man, so, what's it like out there, man? Like, what's it like? What's the speed like? Blah, blah, blah. And he talked about just how this 17-year-old kid, the savantness about knowing the game and telling him, he's like, yeah, and he's telling me, yeah, I know when you got the ball on the low post, the one time you took the pump fake and then step with your left to spin back right, but on the other side, and I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this kid, I'm like, yo, and I'm looking around, he's like, I don't know who he is, and like, who the F is this dude? Like, he said, but I sat there, he said, Flip, he said it was the end of their road trip, so they didn't have to rush out. He said, but Flip Saunders allowed him to sit there and talk to Kobe for like 2 hours. And then, now remember, Kobe hasn't announced he's coming into the league. He's in the middle of his basketball season in high school. He's in the middle of his season, goes to a game, goes to a Sixer game, and he's sitting there and he's talking to Kevin Garnett. Now watch Kevin Garnett tell that story. It shows again, and that's why I call this segment the Mamba moment. It shows the Mamba mentality that Kobe Bryant's always had, more than just basketball, wanting to know, picking people's brains. Michael Jordan tearfully in Staples, when it was still Staples, at his ceremony, at Kobe's burial ceremony, where he said this guy would call me, text me 2, 3 in the morning with basketball questions. Like, he wanted to be the best. He wanted to learn the most. He wanted to learn from the best, but he also wanted to beat the best too. And that he was telling people at 18, 19, man, Mike ain't got nothing on me. I'm better than Michael Jordan. Mike ain't got nothing on. And it wasn't like to be arrogant and cocky. That was his mindset, and he had to make that his mindset in order to be as great as he is. Lamar Odom tells a story where Kobe, when they shooting a commercial to jump over to Aston Martin, and everybody's like, you need to slow down. Kobe said, man, I'm going to live to the edge. I'm going to die young. I want to be immortalized. And he said, even at that point, Tracy McGrady said the same thing. They said, they just looked back and were like, what? This guy, what? And Kobe said, Kobe was telling people this. I'm going to die young. I want to be immortalized. So I'm living to the edge every effing day. And that's what Kobe did. And that gets me going, man, because if you're not saying you're the best in the business, or you as good as the best in the business, then step aside. There's plenty of room for people that want to be mediocre. There's plenty of room for people that want to be average. Kobe didn't want to be average. Kobe didn't want to be mediocre. Jordan was the man. Jordan's the GOAT. And this is 18, 19-year-old kid telling the world, no, hey, man, this dude ain't got nothing for me. Ahmad Rashad, they used to do Inside the NBA. You guys remember Inside the NBA used to come on Saturday morning, hosted by Ahmad Rashad? He tells a story about he's going to do a piece with Michael Jordan. And it's out here in LA, so they meet up. Kobe shows up to come work out. He said Kobe walks in, it's just Mike and Ahmad Rashad and the camera guy sitting in the bleachers on the front row of the Forum. Kobe comes walking through the tunnel. Yeah, I heard you was here. Daps up Mike, daps up Rashad. He tells Jordan, go put your shoes on. I want you now. They're talking trash back and forth. Ahmad goes, they didn't end up playing. Jordan had to do the interview, and then he said, I think he had to like fly to Paris or something like that. He said, but Kobe walks off to go get changed to go come out and go do his workout. He said, Jordan looks at him, Ahmad Rashad. Guys, you can look this stuff up. He said, he looks at Ahmad Rashad and he goes, something about that kid. I like that kid. And he said, Jordan had never said that about another player. And Jordan and Ahmad Rashad were boys. But that just shows you guys the Mamba mentality. Every time I go cover a game, I got to go touch the statue. I look him in his eyes and I tell him, I say it out loud too. I miss you, Kobe. I miss you, Mamba. The message of today's Mamba mentality, Mamba moment today is to tell you guys, keep that mentality. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care if you sell bacon hot dogs. Them joints is out here. Tell people you got the best bacon hot dogs. I don't care if you're selling T-shirts outside of crypto. You tell them, man, you got the best material. This is 3,000 tread count. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. But believe you are the best. Believe you are worth it. Believe that you can bring to the table what you say you can bring to the table, and believe that no one in your business and your industry can F with you. That's the way you have to approach life every freaking day. And that's what Kobe did. And that's why he did live what we consider to be a short life. He had done it all. And then even after basketball, he goes and basically writes a letter to basketball, and it wins a damn Oscar. It wins an Oscar. Denzel Washington had to play a crooked cop in Training Day to win an Oscar. Kobe pulled out a pencil and a piece of paper and won an Oscar. Didn't act. Didn't have to create the score. Didn't have to do the graphics. Didn't have to shoot for 18, 19 hours on film and on set and in a trip. He pulled out and won an Oscar. Keep the mentality, people. That's Mamba mentality right there. And that's today's Mamba moment. Great show for you guys today. Almost got a little emotional right there. Y'all know Easter coming. It's Lent. I got my Jesus and my stone up here. There's Venus rising and the moon and the Virgo and the blood moon. There's a lot going on in life right now. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. God bless you all. Remember, every Saturday, 9 a.m., tune in, guys. The episodes are going to be up there. And y'all can catch me all around L.A. goofing off, saying what's up to, NBA players back in Genie Bus, Rob Palenka and all. Hey, Rob! Call me. No, he's probably not going to call me. He doesn't have my phone number. VJ said what I said, man. Infanity TV. Hey, guys, God bless. Be good. And if you can't be good, at least be good at it. See you guys next week.